Okay, so if you like eating brownies and you don't want to spend hours in the kitchen, and you don't really have much of a kitchen, this recipe is great because you don't even need an oven. All you need is the ingredients and a refrigerator. So the ingredients you need are black beans, cooked black beans, nice and soft and drained. You need some walnuts, You need some salt. You're going to need some sweetener. So like I got this sugar cane syrup, or you can use honey or maple syrup or whatever you like. You need some sultanas. If you don't have sultanas, you can use dates, or you can also use raisins. You might even be able to use dried blueberries or something like that. And you need coconut oil. If you don't have coconut oil, you can use vegetable oil as well. You need vanilla extract, preferably the natural one. This isn't, but something with some vanilla in it. Maybe you can use a vanilla stick. And some cocoa powder. Preferably raw cocoa powder without any sugar in it, like this one. Nice and natural. And they're all the ingredients you'll need. And you'll need you'll either need a big bowl to mix it all in, and like a hammer, or a mortar and pestle, which I don't have. So a mortar and pestle, or you can substitute with a bowl and something hard, or a blender, a high-powered blender, or a food processor. Not like this one. This is not a high-powered blender. This is the opposite. So that's all you'll need, and a refrigerator. Okay, so the next step is you're going to add all the ingredients, or most of the ingredients, into this bowl or into your blender or food processor. So you put all of the sultanas in there. You put in a cup of beans. I guess this is one of the reasons why I like this recipe, is because it's got beans, it's got nuts in it, and probably later I'll put some seeds, so it's got a lot of protein in it, so it's not just like a straight up sugar hit, so you're still getting a lot of nutrition out of it. All the walnuts, the cocoa, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Your vanilla. 1.5 teaspoons. And the salt. 1/4 teaspoon of salt. I'm not going to measure that. I'm just going to go roughly. That. And then, didn't mention, but you're going to need, what is it? A little bit of water. 2 teaspoons of water, Doesn't seem like much, but... tablespoons. No, it's teaspoons. Definitely teaspoons. It might seem a little bit dry, but once you start to mix it, all of the sultanas will start to mash up, and the beans will mash up, and it'll start to form a nice paste. So you can see that now. And just mix that until it's a nice sort of brownie paste, Yes, this is an olive oil bottle, because I don't have anything in this kitchen. So, but it works, it's working. Okay, so the mixture's ready. It's looking pretty good. It should be pretty thick, pretty moist. And it should hold together pretty nicely, so that when you put it into your tray, you should be able to easily mold it. Okay, so it's pretty clear that I'm not using the best equipment here, but this recipe is not really meant for people that have a fully functional kitchen. You're just sort of using what you've got lying around. So once the mixture's ready, you need like a container, or like ideally you've got a baking dish, not a glass baking dish, like an oven tray or something like that, nice and small, but I don't have anything, so all I've got is this flat Tupperware container, So once the mixture's ready, you're just going to oil up your hands a little bit, and then just oil the sides and the bottom of this container. Ideally we're not using plastic, but that's all we got around. Okay, so once your dish is nice and lubed, you can get your mixture and you can chuck it in. Yeah, you want to spread it around and make sure you compact it down nice and tight, so you're really pressing it into the corners and removing, you know, space in the mixture. You want to make it nice and smooth there. Okay, so once you've put it into the dish, it should look a little bit something like this, nice and moist and nice and tight. Okay, so once you've got the mixture in the pan, it's time to make the frosting. Yeah, so you need another mixing bowl. You need a big tablespoon of cocoa. Yeah. You need, what's that? Another 1 big tablespoon of the sweetener of your choice. Yeah. Yeah. And you need 2 tablespoons of oil, coconut oil or vegetable oil. Okay, 2 of them, and then the vanilla extract. So what is it? Half a teaspoon. Half a teaspoon of that, and then you're going to mix that until it becomes a paste, and that's your icing. Okay? All right, so the paste is ready. So if you're living in a cold place and the coconut oil is pretty thick, you're going to need to add a little bit of water so you can sort of get into like a paste. Then you can just spread onto the top of the brownie there. Okay, so the brownie's ready. It should look a little bit something like that. Now you're probably thinking that black beans and chocolate don't go together, but trust me, once you try this, you'll probably make it again for sure. So you can leave it like that, or you can add something on the top. Like I got some roasted peanuts that I'm going to smash up and crumble them on top, and I've got some desiccated coconut I'm going to put on the top as well, and maybe some chia seeds, yeah, for a little bit of extra nutrition as well. So there you go.